Hello my dear children, in the class of photoelectric effect, we are going to work out an explanation to the laws of photoelectric effect which we have already studied. Besides deliberating on the laws once again, we'll work out some numerical applications also. So let's hear once again what are the laws of photoelectric effect. Well, photoelectric effect is one-to-one effect. Besides that, the two Leonard laws of photoelectric effects are what? Photoelectric current, this is first law. Photoelectric current is directly proportional to intensity of incident light and is independent of its frequency. The second law says that kinetic energy of photoelectrons or emitted electrons, kinetic energy of electrons is directly proportional to frequency and is independent of the intensity of incident light. Well, photoelectric effect is one-to-one effect. This simply means an incident photon causes the emission of one electron only. If two photons fall upon a surface, then two electrons are produced. If 10 photons fall over a surface, 10 electrons are produced. So number of electrons emitted is same as the number of photons falling over a surface, whatever may be the energy of photon. But the number of photons is going to decide the number of electrons which are going to be emitted. This is what is the meaning of the fact that photoelectric emission is one-to-one effect. Let us understand it further with the help of an example. Well, we already know the condition for photoelectric emission. When the energy of incident photon is greater than work function, only then the photoelectric emission takes place. And besides that, we know kinetic energy of electron is E minus E naught. The difference of the energy of photon over work function is kinetic energy of electron. Well, let us assume that the work function for a surface is 2 electron volt. A surface has a work function of 2 electron volt. Say, if a photon of energy 2 electron volt is incident, then what will happen? E minus E naught is equal to K. So because of one photon falling over the surface, only one electron is going to be emitted, and kinetic energy of that electron would be what? 2 minus 2 is equal to 0. The electron would be emitted, one electron would be emitted, and its kinetic energy would be what? 0. If the energy of incident photon happens to be 3 electron volt, even then one photon will cause the emission of 1 electron only. And what will happen to kinetic energy? Kinetic energy would become 3 minus 2 is equal to 1 electron volt. If the photon incident over surface has energy 5 electron volt, it has increased. One photon will cause the emission of 1 electron only. What is the kinetic energy? Kinetic energy would be what? 5 minus 2 is equal to 3. And if the energy of incident photon happens to be 10 electron volt, if one photon is falling with having this much of energy, it will cause the emission of only 1 electron. And what will happen to the kinetic energy? It would become 8 electron volt. 10 minus 2 is what? 8 electron volt. So what we can see? We can see here, as the energy of incident photon is increasing, kinetic energy of emitted electrons is increasing. Number is not increasing. Number depends upon the number of photons. If it is one photon, in all the cases 1 electron is emitted. But what is happening with the increase of energy of incident photon? The kinetic energy of emitted electron is increasing. To understand further, we have to understand intensity. Well, intensity of a light is directly proportional to number of photons in the light. And we have just understood photoelectric emission is what? One-to-one effect. So if intensity is greater, the number of photons in the light is going to be greater. And since number of photons in the light is going to be greater, number of electrons emitted would also be greater, as number of photon is going to be same as number of electrons. And when more number of electrons are given out from a photoelectric surface, their number reaching the plate would be greater, and subsequently there would be greater charge flowing in the external circuit. As the result, there would be greater photoelectric current, IP. This is photoelectric current. So with the increase of intensity, number of photons increases, and due to one-to-one effect, number of electrons emitted from the surface also increases. If more number of electrons are emitted from the surface, well, there is greater photoelectric current in the external circuit. Well, let us understand further. Suppose we have, as usual, we have the work function of a photoelectric surface is 2 electron volt. If one photon of energy 5 electron volt is incident, because of one-to-one effect, 1 electron is going to be what? Emitted. And the kinetic energy of that electron would be what? 5 minus 2 is what? 3 electron volt. Now see, if 5 photons are emitted, and every photon has energy of how much? Yeah, 2 electron volt, 5 electron volt. Well, 5 electrons are going to be emitted, but what will happen? The kinetic energy of every photon would be what? 5 minus 2 is what? 3 electron volt. If 20, one-to-one effect, if 20 photons are incident and each photon has energy 5 electron volt, then what will happen? 20 electrons would be given out from the surface, and kinetic energy of every photon would be what? It would be again 3 electron volt only. 5 minus 2 is 3. If 100 photons are incident, each photon has the energy what? 5 electron volt. Then 100 electrons would be emitted. This is one-to-one effect. And every photon will have kinetic energy how much? Every photon will have kinetic energy 5 minus 2, that is 3 electron volt. What can we see from this example? Of course, we can see one-to-one effect. But one more thing we can see here. And what is that? As long the energy of incident photon is same, energy is proportional to frequency. So as long the frequency of incident photon is same, the kinetic energy of emitted electron is also same. So kinetic energy which depends upon frequency, and if that frequency is same, the kinetic energy is also same. Well, we'll understand it further with the help of two graphs. And one of the graph is for the situation which is here. We have 3 different shades of red light. One is R1, other is R2, and the third one is what? R3. This R1 shade of the red light has maximum intensity, and this R3 shade of the red light has minimum intensity, and R2 has in between intensity. So if these 3 shades of red light are incident over a photocell one after another, then what is going to be IV characteristic curve of photocell? That is what is going to be drawn here. So children, IV characteristic curve for all these 3 shades falling over a photocell would be like this. This is the IV characteristic curve for all 3 different shades would be like this. This is going to be like this. This is IV characteristic curve for one shade, this is for the other shade, and this is for the third shade. This is IV characteristic curve for the shade where intensity is what? Minimum, R3. And this is IV characteristic curve for the shade where intensity is what? Maximum, R1. And this is for R2 shade. And what we can see in the graph, since all 3 colors are of red shade, all these 3 colors are what? Red. And red color has what? The frequency of red color is what? The frequency of red color is what? Is of course a constant. So all 3 shades have same frequency. And since the frequency is same, therefore emitted electron will have same kinetic energy. Maximum kinetic energy of every emitted electron would be same for all 3 lights. And since the maximum kinetic energy is going to be same for all 3 shades, therefore stopping potential is going to be same for all three shades, and that is what is here. This is minus Vs stopping potential. It is same for all three shades of red color. But since this red color R1 has maximum intensity, therefore because of this red shade, the IV characteristic curve is like this, and we have maximum saturation current. This is I max. This is maximum saturation current for red color R1. Why? Because red color has maximum intensity, whereas this shade R3 has minimum intensity. Therefore, the photoelectric current, the saturated value of current, photoelectric current is going to be minimum for R3 shade, and in between is going to be R2. So what is obvious from this graph? Again, law number 1 as well as 2. Intensity is directly proportional to current. For R1 the current is maximum, and for R3 the intensity is minimum and the current is what? Minimum. So we can see that intensity is directly proportional to what? Photoelectric current. And since all three shades have same frequency, therefore the stopping potential is same for all three shades. So both the laws you can see here in this graph. There is another graph, there is another situation. Well, we have three different shades, red, yellow and blue. Now these are three different shades of the light, and all three are capable of emitting electrons from a photoelectric surface. So if all these three shades are incident one after another over a given photocell, so what is going to be characteristic curve? That I am going to plot. But remember, all these three shades have comparable intensities. Comparable intensity means same number of photons. It is not appropriate to compare their intensities. Well, all three shades have same intensities, simply means all three shades have same number of photons. So we are going to plot the graph for all these three shades. So amidst all these colors, red color we know has minimum intensity, minimum frequency, whereas blue color has maximum frequency. And we know kinetic energy is directly proportional to frequency, or stopping potential. Kinetic energy is directly proportional to stopping potential. Therefore, stopping potential is going to be what? Yeah, minimum. Stopping potential is going to be minimum for red color. And stopping potential is going to be what? Maximum for what? Maximum for blue color, because its frequency is maximum. Well, so the IV characteristic curve for all these three light falling over a photocell is going to be, is going to be like this. This is IV characteristic curve. This is IV characteristic curve for all three different shades. This is IV characteristic curve for all three different shades. Now, what we can see from the graph, since red color has minimum frequency, therefore the electrons emitted by red color will have minimum kinetic energy. Subsequently, the stopping potential would also be minimum. So this is stopping potential. This is stopping potential for red color. This is going to be stopping potential for what? For yellow color. And this is going to be the stopping potential for, blue color. Why? Because blue color has maximum frequency, therefore its stopping potential would be maximum. The kinetic energy of emitted electrons would be maximum due to blue color. And since all these shades have same number of photons, therefore all the three characteristic curve, all the three shades produce same amount of current. This is the saturation current, and saturation current is same for all three shades, but the stopping potentials are different. Again, both the laws are obvious from this particular graph. Well, photoelectric current is directly proportional to intensity, and since the intensity is same, therefore photoelectric current is same for all three shades. And kinetic energy is directly proportional to frequency, and you can see that blue color has maximum frequency, therefore the electrons emitted by blue color will have maximum kinetic energy, and by red color will have what? Minimum kinetic energy. So is what? The stopping potentials. So we have understood the laws of photoelectric effect. Children, let us work out few numerical applications. Well, this is numerical number 1 of the day. This is MCQ. Yellow light just causes photoelectric emission from a surface. Yellow light just causes photoelectric emission from a surface. Which of the following color of light would not cause photoelectric emission? Which of the following, when yellow light is just causing photoelectric emission, which of these color would not cause photoelectric emission from a given surface? Well, the correct answer is, let us work out the correct answer. The correct answer is red one. But how is that? See, we have 7 colors, V, I, B, G, Y, O, R as the colors of what? White light. This yellow color is causing photoelectric emission just. So photoelectric emission is caused by this yellow light just. That means, well, the frequency here is what? Maximum. Frequency as you move down here is what? Minimum. So with this yellow color there is photoelectric emission taking place, then the photoelectric emission would take place more comfortably with these colors of light, and these colors will have lesser frequency, therefore the energy of photon would be less, therefore they would not cause photoelectric emission. So photoelectric emission would be caused by these colors but not with these colors. For yellow color the photoelectric emission just takes place, therefore photoelectric emission is not going to take place with these colors because the energy of photons of these colors would be less than the threshold energy. So which is the correct option? The red one. With red color photoelectric emission would not take place. Well, in the second workout, numerical, work function of a photoelectric surface is 1.475. This is work function of a photoelectric surface, that is 1.475 electron volt. When the light of wavelength 5000 angstrom is incident, find energy of incident photon, find maximum kinetic energy, and finally find out stopping potential. See how to find out energy of photon. See, wavelength of photon is given as 5000. What is energy of photon? Energy of photon would be what? 12375 upon wavelength in angstrom. This will give us energy of photon in electron volt. So this is the same conversion formula which we discussed in the last class. Well, what is this energy? Energy of photon in electron volt is going to be what? 12375 upon 5000, and this is going to be what? It is going to be 2.475 electron volt. This is the energy of incident photon. Well, what is kinetic energy? Kinetic energy K is equal to E minus E naught. Therefore, it is going to be what? E is what? 2.475 minus 1.475. What is this? This kinetic energy is 1 electron volt. So this is the answer of second part. The first part is this. The second part is this. And in the third part, what is asked is stopping potential. Well, we all know that kinetic energy is what? Kinetic energy is equal to E times Vs, the stopping potential. Kinetic energy is E times Vs. What is kinetic energy? Kinetic energy is 1 electron volt. So 1 electron volt is equal to E into stopping potential. You can see that E cancels out. So what do we get stopping potential as? We get stopping potential as 1 volt. This is what is the stopping potential. So whenever we wish to find out the stopping potential, well, we have to find out kinetic energy, and if it is not in electron volt, let us convert that into electron volt. And at this stage we must know that 1 electron volt is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 1.6 10 to the power 19 joule of energy. Well, the third situation, plot a graph between K and K, that is kinetic energy, and frequency. Over the graph, mark threshold frequency. And then what does the slope of the graph represent? So what is there in the question? Yeah, what is there in the question is we have to plot a graph between kinetic energy versus frequency. What is formula for kinetic energy? Formula for kinetic energy is what? K is equal to E minus E naught. Well, K is equal to E is what? H nu minus H nu naught. And we have to plot a graph between, yeah, K and frequency, that is X. So kinetic energy is first order function of frequency. Therefore, the graph of K against frequency would be a straight line graph. And the slope of, if we compare this, if K is plotted along y-axis, if we have kinetic energy along y-axis, yeah, and frequency along x-axis, the graph is going to be a straight line graph, and the straight line graph is going to be a graph like this. Well, what is the slope of the graph? If K is along y-axis, frequency along x-axis, and if we compare it with this equation of straight line, what do we get? M as slope. And what is M? M is what? M is nothing but, yeah, the slope of this graph. The slope is what? Slope is M, and that M is what? H. What is the intercept? Mark threshold frequency over the graph. This is the frequency, yeah, this is threshold frequency. Why this is threshold frequency? When threshold frequency is there with the light, in that case the kinetic energy of emitted electron is 0. So kinetic energy is 0 here, and when kinetic energy is 0, the frequency is going to be threshold frequency. So this is threshold frequency, and the slope of the graph is what? Planck constant, H. Yeah, you just compare K is equal to H nu minus H nu naught with what? Equation of straight line. And this intercept, as you compare here, is what? Minus H nu naught. That is also work function. So children, with this we come to the end of photoelectric effect. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.